internet justice sometimes ends up being the exact opposite. So look at this story from The Independent. Arkansas man trolled on social media after being wrongly identified among white nationalists. Doxing online by amateur web sleuths leads to researcher Kyle Quinn being inundated with abusive messages on Twitter and Instagram. So basically, this guy's a normal dude. He's a researcher. He looks like a guy who was at the white nationalist rally in Charlottesville. And he was out to dinner with his wife. He comes home, goes to sleep, wakes up the next day, and he's got all these threatening messages and stuff. People are trying to get him fired from his job, and people are going to town. And, yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. We can't have these, like, mobs of people on the internet thinking they're bringing justice and actually bringing injustice. Now, I get it. Oftentimes, the justice system itself is massively flawed, and you're afraid we're not going to get justice if we just leave it to the system. But if you want to try to identify people and then tell the authorities and have them try to investigate it, that's fine. But if you try to do, you know, vigilante justice and say, I'm sure it's this person, but you're not sure it's that person, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That's why you got a lot of the wrong people in the process here. So you have to pump your brakes. You have to be more rational about it. And look, man, I get it. Sometimes you feel like, no, we have to be more proactive because seriously, the system's not going to get this done. For example, there was a Alabama police department that retweeted Richard Spencer, the fucking white nationalist, to keep it real. He's a white supremacist. He's a Nazi. He did the fucking speech where he spoke about Lügenpresse, the Nazi term for lying press. He had people in the audience were giving him the salute and stuff. And so I get it when you have some police departments around the country that are almost wearing their fucking white supremacy on their sleeve. And in the case of that department, they're like, oh, we accidentally retweeted it. We're trying to delete it. I don't believe a goddamn word they're saying. It turns out there are a lot of police departments that have this embedded ideology to an extent. There's some that don't, but there are some that do. So I get it. It's hard to say, you know what? We got to let the authorities do their work and figure everything out, because sometimes the authorities are the enemy. So it's like, whoa, there's no winning in this situation. But my point is, don't create further injustice. So when it's a situation where you're looking and you're like, it looks like the guy, do you really know if it's the person? You don't know. So now this guy's getting fucking death threats and people are trying to threaten him and he's losing his job and shit, or he's not actually losing his job. People are trying to get him to lose his job. It's just the internet mob justice. There's a reason why mob justice is never a good idea.